So the first card you have for your past is the Lovers. Yeah, the love card, the love card. It doesn't only have to be about love though, it can be about choices. And there's kind of there are a few things in this. I mean, there's kind of some negativity in this, but it's all to do with the people's choices. So, there's this sense of two people having two different thoughts or two different ideas, because this couple's, one's looking up and the other one's looking across. So I think this is about a relationship, and I think there was some deep love in this relationship. And I think in the beginning of this, one person, it's either you or them, was a lot more enthusiastic than the other person. I actually think this was about them, because I am seeing some hurt in this. And also, I think, you do like your space, you like people, but you can be a little bit cautious, you can be a bit reserved. And I think it takes a lot to win you over usually. So I think the person who came on quite strong in the beginning was them. And, they did win you over, they really did. I think in the beginning they were super attentive. They might have actually been a little bit over the top, but I think then after a while the scales might have tipped in the other way. They kind of gradually won you over, and then you were kind of crazy about them. You're really happy with them, you loved them, all of that. And then they kind of disappeared or ran away or something. And then that made you left wondering, how can someone just change from one extreme to the other? How can someone be like, I love you, and then they kind of disappear? Makes no sense. So there was this bewilderment, I should say, you were feeling, this horrible kind of feeling of what, crazy, what is this? So what I'm seeing here is that they did love you, but it isn't the sort of love you wanted, obviously. And I think you might not have realized that they love in a different way. I think you might still be in this phase of feeling a little bit bewildered by all of this. I'm not sure what phase you're in now. This is in your past. But what I'm seeing is this person falls really quickly in the beginning, and then they fall out really quickly as well. It's sort of like a childish kind of a love, I think. And this has been a pattern all through their life. And it's going to keep on going as well. They're chasing a feeling. They keep on chasing this feeling. And once these kind of huge, overwhelming, oh, I'm in love, it's all wonderful, once all that dies down, then they're like, well, where's the feeling? And they try and chase it again with someone else. So, if this is all resonating with you and you're wondering if this person really did love you, they did love you, but not in the way that you do, obviously, and not in a way that's sustainable. So they don't love in a mature way. That's what I'm seeing here. So I think there's going to be a lot of these shorter relationships in front of this person. I think they're in a relationship now, maybe. They probably are. I think they are. So I think as long as they're getting that feeling, they'll stay. But then I can't see this relationship actually lasting, sadly. I can't see any of them lasting until they get over that kind of pattern that they keep on putting themselves through. So that's what I'm seeing in that. The next card you have your past is the Two of Swords. So I think you knew that this might have been happening, or something wasn't quite right a lot longer. Oh, sorry, what can I say? Not a lot longer. You knew this was happening. Your instincts were telling you something wasn't quite right. You knew something wasn't right before you actually found out the evidence. That's what I'm trying. Does that make sense? Okay, so you had your instincts. You felt something wasn't right. You're in this relationship. You're like, something's not right. You felt this a long time before it actually happened, and you realized this. I hope that makes sense. So now you you actually did want to stay with them because you really did love this person, even when you kind of knew the inevitable was going to happen. You know, you really did love them. I was seeing that in the Lovers card. And I think, you know, you're struggling, really struggling with this, which was natural because you did love them. And I think you knew that this was probably going to end, but you didn't want it to. You're kind of trying to put the brakes on it ending, because I think you just didn't want to feel the inevitable pain. It was like, I know I'm in this, it's not ideal, I'm not happy, but if I leave them or if something goes wrong, I'm going to be in such horrible pain, and I really don't want to feel that pain. That's what I'm seeing there. So it was like, kind of, on the one hand, I think you knew this was inevitable deep down. On the other hand, you weren't ready to see that, and you weren't ready to recognize that this was going to come to an end. And it was like you were kind of blind to this, or you wanted to be blind to this for a long time, like the woman on this card with her blindfold on. So at this time, I think you have gotten out of this situation. I think you are definitely better off. I know this is in the past, so I'm not sure what stage you're actually at this time. You might still be in a lot of pain. But this being over, if this is all resonating with you, this is going to open up, or open you up to the type of relationship you actually need, the right one for you. At the moment, you're probably not ready for anyone to come close to you again. I'm just laughing. I don't mean to. I know this is serious, because I'm just looking at this woman. She has her big swords out, one at one side, one on the other side. So who's going to come close to her? Nobody. So maybe some meat, you can put on a skewer and have a barbecue, but nobody's going to come close to her. And that's how you're probably at the stage at now. You're like, no, I'm not ready for anyone. I don't want anyone close to me. I'm sorry I'm being silly. I know this is serious. So the last card you have, you passed, is the Ace of Swords. So yeah, this is the clarity card. This is pure clarity, cutting through the rubbish, seeing all the truth. This is where you were. I think you finally realized the truth was there. You knew what was happening. This person wasn't a stable person. And of course, this did hurt you. The inevitable happened. You were hurt. Of course, you know, this is a big sword. Swords hurt people. And it was really hard for you to face. But I think the big thing was you did face it. And you did work through this. You probably cried, you're upset, you went through all of the things that happen when something like this comes to an end. And now you're starting to grow from that because you did face it. But with them, they haven't faced the reality of what's happening. They never ever do. That's why they keep on going from one person to another one to another one. And they're in this pattern of being, you know, meeting someone, being so in love at the beginning. They're the most amazing person in the whole world. And then, of course, that initial feeling never lasts. I mean, love does last, but it's a different kind of feeling as you go along in a relationship. So they don't like that. And then, you know, they'd say, oh, I want all the passion and the excitement to come back. I want it to be like day one, you know, when I can't stop thinking about them all day long. And inevitably that changes as all relationships change. They go through different changes. And then they're like, well, oh, I'm not happy now. I have to start this hunt for that feeling again with someone else. So yeah, this pattern's just going to continue over and over again with this person until they eventually break that pattern. They're going to have to face a lot of pain, a lot of difficulty to actually be able to break that pattern. And this is what's happening with them. They don't want to face anything. They just want nice feelings. So, you know, when we don't grow, what happens is we repeat the same patterns again and again until we do grow. So the universe here comes and teaches us, you know, if we don't learn, we're going to be forced to learn. So I think that's what's happening to them over and over again. The universe is like, no, you haven't learned this lesson yet. I'm going to throw you back again. And, oh, no, I'm going to throw you. But I think sooner or later, the universe is going to say to them, you're going to have to learn from this, and you're going to have to grow from this, and I'm going to put you in some kind of a situation that's going to be so hard for you, you'll feel like you've never felt before, and it's not going to be good, and it's there to teach you something. That's what's going to happen to this person. And I don't mean to say that because they're an ex and I'm trying to be nice to you and horrible to them. And also cross watchers, this might not be about you, so don't be upset. I'm not talking about you necessarily. So the first card you have for your present is the Nine of Cups. Okay, so here we are again. I'm seeing this again, this love situation. Now, this is about them and the new person that they're with. Now, the new person that they're with is not seeing what this person's like at all. And I don't blame them at all, because you didn't see it either. Probably the next person after them is not going to see it either. Nobody sees this. And, you know, this card can be really positive. So I think this is at the stage that they're at right now with your ex. Like, this new person's like, oh, I'm really positive. All of my wishes have come true. It's beautiful. You know, I've got all these golden cups in an arch, and I've got, you know, everything I need. And this new love has a lot of passion for me with this great big red hat and this big red feather. And this person's smiling at me. What more could I want? This is amazing. But they can't see what's going to come. There's a curtain behind this man. It looks a bit like a theatre curtain to me, actually. This is the first time I've seen this theatre curtain. This is the first time I've seen this. I get excited. So, yeah, so what's happening is, it's like they're sitting in front of the theatre with their popcorn and they're all excited and they think, oh, I can't wait to see what's going to come up behind this curtain. I think what's going to happen behind this curtain is there's going to be commitment and marriage or whatever and love, and it's going to last forever. That's what's behind the curtain. But sadly, when it does eventually open, they're going to realize that is not, that I shouldn't laugh because it's horrible. That's not what is behind the curtain. They're going to be very, very disappointed, just like you were. So again, this is exactly what happened to you. It's repeating itself again with someone else. It's going to repeat itself with the next person. And it's very sad. I don't mean to make light of this. I'm just getting a bit excited because I've seen this kind of theatre curtain for the first time. But anyway, yeah, I don't like this to happen to anyone. It's heartbreaking. You were heartbroken after this. It's horrible. But again, it's going to keep on happening while this person chases this feeling at the expense of everyone and everything else that's in front of them. That's what I'm seeing. And I'm sorry to make light of that once again. So the next card you have for your present is the Five of Cups. Yeah, so this is how everyone's left by this person, and this is how you are. And I think you're still learning. You know, I think you've gotten over a lot of this, but I still think you have a lot to work through with this. So I think there is someone who's really sympathetic actually around you, who you can really talk to and really let off steam about this. I actually think this is someone who's been through a similar thing to you. That's why I was saying sympathetic. They understand you totally. So I really think if you know who this is, you really should reach out to them and just go to their place or whatever, sit down with them and just let it all out. And I think they'd really give you some really good insights into how to deal with this and how to get the final bit of this over with so you can totally be through this whole process. You might actually have a bit of work to do to reach out to them though, because I think there might be some kind of distance between you and this friend or whoever this is. So I'm getting this feeling that you probably haven't contacted them for a while. But, you know, if you look at the bridge on this card, it's not burned. There are no obstacles on the bridge. So I think they would welcome you, and I think they'd be really happy to hear from you. So, you know, if you know who this is, but you're hesitating a bit, you're thinking, oh, I haven't spoken to them for a while, they might not want to hear from me. I think they would, you know, contact this person. I am actually seeing this opening up to this being a very positive connection again, and I think you'll both keep up this connection. So you might even have, you know, a really good long-term friend back again. So that's really good. So please do that if you know who that is. So the last card you have your presents, the Four of Swords. Yeah, there are a lot of things going on here. I think, yeah, it's about a few different things. I think, okay, so you're getting through this process. I think you're nearly at the end of the process, or or you will be at some time, and then you'll be over this person, and then you're going to have this time of rest, this big time of just rest and just getting yourself back together again and all of that kind of thing. And I think after that, I think the time is going to be right for you to open up to something very new that's coming to you, and something very big and very important that's coming to you. I think when you're with this person, you had absolutely no time to even contemplate thinking about this new thing because you're so stressed about them. But I think now, as you're going through this, you're getting to the time where this thing is going to be ready for you. There's something that you've been wanting to do, that you've been thinking about, that you want to achieve, something you want to do, a very positive thing. I think this actually might have something creative around it. It's very personal to you. Again, it's something you've always wanted to do. I think you might have avoided talking to a lot of people about this thing because you just didn't want to receive a lot of feedback or criticism or whatever, because you take that personally, because this feels like a part of you, whatever this is. Now, there is an opportunity. It's going to open up for you at the right time. Now, this man's obviously lying down. It's a bit like he's resting to prepare himself for what's coming to him. He's not ready right now to see it because he has his eyes closed, but he's in preparation for it. So this is the resting time before you're ready to open yourself up to this thing. Now, when the time's right, he opens his eyes. He's going to see this beautiful thing, this beautiful big stained glass window, full of colours, full of possibilities. And that's the time when you're going to grab this thing, this opportunity, or whatever it is. You're going to have, or you'll have moved on from this person. You'll have had that rest time, and you'll be able to process everything, and then you'll see this opportunity. So yeah, keep your eyes open. Make sure you're ready for this opportunity when it does come in. Anything could trigger this. I'd love to be able to tell you, oh, look out for a man or a this or a that. I can't tell you that. It could be anything. But keep your eyes open. I know that sounds a bit cryptic, but the thing is, when you see this thing, you'll recognize it straight away. It won't be cryptic at all. You'll know what this is. It's going to be very obvious that this is the opportunity, or the person that leads you to the opportunity or something. You'll see this, and I think this is going to be very special. It's not only going to be something that is going to open up this opportunity for you, it's going to be something that expands on what you're doing. So it's like it's going to bring it into a new dimension, 3 dimensions or something like that. I'm seeing something opening up into all these different things. I know that sounds really strange, but this is a creative thing. So yeah, this is looking really positive. So when you're ready, you'll know. And when you see this, you'll know. That's what I'm seeing in that card. I hope that makes sense. I know that was a little bit confusing. So the first card you have your future is the King of Swords. Now, I think this is a warning. Yeah, I'm seeing the need for you to be very vigilant. This is around love again. Now, this love connection, I think, or this ex, I think what's going to happen is they're going to try to connect with you again. But I actually think they're still going to be with this other person. And it makes me angry, actually, because I think they've messed you around a lot. So they're still with this other person, but then they're going to try to talk to you again. That's really not good. So they might try to come back to you as a friend, or they might try to come back to you for some other reason to tell you something. But I think even if they have a legitimate reason to contact you, I'd suggest that you keep away, or at least you minimize contact with them, because I really don't want this to start messing with your head again. You have this fantastic opportunity coming up for you, and you need to be able to concentrate on that, and you need to be able to be alert and ready for that. And also, what about this person they're with? They're not seeing what's going on behind the scenes. Not that that's your fault, but, it's just not fair to anyone, this situation. So I think you really should be a little bit like this king, actually. Really logical, defending himself, and look at how serious he is. So put your really serious face on. Be grumpy like this king. Look at the look on his face. Be like that. If they come to your face, look at them like that. So yeah, be vigilant. Stick to protecting yourself, and if they have to talk to you about anything at all, if it is an urgent thing and they do need to talk to you about something urgently, just stick to the facts and move on. Don't engage, don't get into any deep conversations with them, just move on. That's what I'm seeing with that. So the next card you have for your future is the Hierophant. So yeah, I think you're going to be kind of getting yourself organized, getting your life organized. And I think whether you realize this or not, this is all going to be in preparation for this opportunity or this big thing that you want to do. Now, it's not like this is going to just fall in front of you. You're going to have to, it is going to be really obvious. You're going to know what it is when it comes, but you're going to have to work quite a lot on this to get it to actually happen in the end. So, it's going to take time. You might have to do some studying, or you might have to do some learning or something to get you to where you want to go. So again, this is where you're going to need your concentration again, and you don't want anything or anyone kind of messing with that concentration. I'm not saying you won't have time for anything else. You will, of course, but this is going to be your main focus. So you'll probably have to keep on with your usual work for a while. But actually what I'm seeing is eventually this thing might take over your normal work. And it might be your full focus. So yeah, this is something you really love as well. So really concentrate on this. Don't let anything get in the way of you achieving what you want to. Don't let anyone mess this up for you. Don't let anything be an obstacle for you. That's what I'm seeing, because I keep on seeing this person trying to come back and mess with you. Don't let them. So the last card you have for your future is the Page of Cups. Okay, so I'm just going to show you how this person keeps on coming up in these cards, because I keep on seeing this person, this ex, coming to talk to you over and over again. And I think you're probably just thinking, well, you're just repeating yourself, and I'm not. I'll show you how I'm seeing them in this card. Okay, so look at this card. This page is holding out a cup. He has a message, and this is a love message, and he wants to communicate the love message. But there's a wavy sea behind him, so you've had turbulence or a problem with this person in the past. And if you look at the way he's dressed, you'll see that he's not really someone who takes things very seriously. He's not the most stable person. So there we go. You can see that. I don't want to make this a tarot lesson, but this person keeps on coming up as a warning to you, and I wanted you to see how they were coming up, and that I'm not just trying to be repetitive here. And yeah, again, this is a warning. Watch out for this person. They want to come back to talk to you. They're not stable. You're getting serious about your life now. You're getting your life stable. They don't fit into that life. So I'm sorry if I was a little bit confusing toward the end. The messages were a little bit confusing. I hope you understood what I was trying to say.